A lot of times we get patients that come to us, they previously tried to basically treat themselves at home with a Smile in a Box, one of those companies. And I have no problem with people trying to save money or trying to do things themselves, but there's certain things in life I think that you can do yourself, and there's certain things that you probably shouldn't see a professional for. It's hard for us to treat patients with aligners. It takes a lot of training, a lot of skill. There's always adjustments that we have to make. We have to improvise. We have to have a knowledge of how teeth move and the mechanics of it in order to move teeth properly. A few years ago when they started doing aligners, initially it was for orthodontists, and eventually general dentists started doing it, which is perfectly fine because a lot of them are really great at doing aligners. But initially a lot of them didn't really understand how to move teeth, so it's not just simply getting trays and switching trays. You really have to understand the mechanics in order to make all the necessary adjustments. So the thought of people sort of treating themselves at home is a little scary. I've heard a lot of horror stories. I've seen a lot of horror stories, patients coming in, and I've had patients that come in sometimes after they sort of failed at treating themselves, and they found out that they actually paid more than they would have paid if I had treated them initially in the first place. So, if you're thinking about doing aligners online and doing it yourself, there's a couple things you have to take into consideration. Almost every case we do, there are adjustments we have to make. So, you're not going to get the same quality of result. Now, if you have very limited expectations, maybe you can benefit from doing aligners online. But the problem is, when you have a big problem, you're not going to solve it with online aligners. When you have a small problem, you probably don't want a small problem fixed halfway, right? You don't want a slightly smaller problem. You want a small problem fixed all the way. And that's sort of the difference between getting treated by a professional in an office versus trying to treat yourself with aligners.